Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today we're going to be having our in-depth look at this, the making of Return of the Jedi. I suspect this is going to end up being several parts long, as we don't want to end up doing like one that's just a half hour in one go. So I'll just slip it out of its cover to make it easier for us to check. So there's that very nice symbol. The sun shining in through the window this morning. Apologies for the reflection there. So there's nothing on the back. So let's just see. Very reminiscent of the symbol we see in the Last Jedi trailer, of course. The cast. Leia, Han, Chewie and Lando. Don't know where Luke is in that one. There he is, doing one of his many swings. In fact, they do that in each one, don't they? Across the Death Star pit. Then obviously there's that one in Return of the Jedi, and I'm trying to remember what the one in Empire Strikes Back is. There you go. But I'm sure he swings across something in there as well. What one of you guys can remind me if it doesn't come back to my so there's some weapons design cockpit rather with the pilot. Die you gravy sucking Kong, it says. There's a very nice one. There'll still be a concept of Luke on the speeder bike from Return of the Jedi, obviously. There's just George in Tunisia. Oop. Lots of behind the scenes photos in this, I guess. Yep. Black Falcon Limited. Now, was that what the name of the company was that produced the film? I'm not sure. It's got that kind of name to it though. It says like, it's like Falcon as well. There's just some handwritten notes. What is that? I'm not sure what that is meant to be. Kind of looks like an early version. I don't know, maybe it's Jabba the Hutt it was meant to be or something. Who knows? Let's see what it says. Yes, it was an early concept for Jabba the Hutt, and there are some later ones here also. This one, well, both of them quite similar to the final design. This kind of looks like the early Ewok concept, you know, when they were bigger, meant to be like Wookiees. Or whatever it is they're riding there, it'd be like a Ewok riding a Wookiee. And there's a nice one. This is another speeder bike concept. I can just, there you go, lovely colour use of the red. Very similar to the red on Base Malbus's armour, which is very pleasing. Actually, this will be Jabba's palace. Some concept for that. Let's see, is it? Rebel base or Jabba's palace, it says. Guard concepts. It does remind me, of course, of the early Chewbacca concepts that we see used for Zeb in Star Wars Rebels. There's a bit of the draft script here with some location photos. Rancor development. Quite good sketches of the Rancors there. Her name was Patissa. We find that in the Aftermath trilogy. And Maliki, who is the Rancor keeper, is suicidal after her murder. Her murder. Yes, but he joins up with Cobb Vanth, who's always the one with the Boba Fett armour. And they have some animal, crate dragons and thing, I think. And he gets to train them, so he has a happy ending. Where is the... You know how Star Wars, everything gets reused? Concept for Vader's castle, and that's very cathedral-like. Also with those sharp edges, very Mordor-like, and very much like what we saw in Rogue One. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that unnamed castle again at some point. Here is another great concept. That does remind me very much of Lord of the Rings, but in the Mines of Moria. You know, just before, when they're surrounded by all of the orcs, just before the Balrog appears. Some more concepts for that. The castle is situated above us. It's either an ancient Sith temple or a cave of dark secrets. It's something like that. I forget which. And there is, obviously, that's the briefing sequence that we see. Many Bothans died to bring us this information. And I don't know what these are. Just generic critters. But we will pause it there for the end of part 1, and we shall pick it up in part 2, and we'll have further in-depth look at the making of Return of the Jedi.